and welcome back to part 17 of Pokemon Yellow. Last part we took on Koga, almost got our ass kicked, but Zuko came through because he's Book 3 Zuko and he knew what he had to do. In this part, I'm not gonna lie guys, it's another filler part. I'm sorry, but we have some canon at the end, so it's a mixture of filler and canon, kind of like some of those anime episodes, some of those Naruto episodes, but or even Black Clover. But yeah, so I don't know the timestamp of when we get back to the canon, but you guys like me, right? You're 17 parts in. I think you could just chill out for the rest for the ride. So we went right over Vermillion City and past those trainers that we fought before because we have another Snorlax. And as before, since we have the Poke Flute, you can play the Poke Flute and we can wake up this motherfucker because you're in the fucking way. Get out! So play the Mario flute, and not be transferred to World 7 or 8. It's Mario jump, guys. And let's fight the Snorlax. So again, it's tanky. It uses rest. Thankfully, when we use this Thunderbolt, it's a critical hit and it paralyzes. I never get good luck like that. So I had to make use of that luck. So I just end up chucking the Ultra Ball, which is the best Pokeball next to a Master Ball, obviously. And on the first try, we got this motherfucker on our team. Is he gonna be our sixth member? Sorry to say, no, guys. He's not gonna be our sixth member. But I wanted to name him something, so at first I was gonna name him like Fat Fuck or something like that, but then I just thought, nah, he's Big Boss. Colonel. Like Snake, or he's just a big boss. Like he could be like a Don, the Godfather, stuff like that. And I could have the way I did this was weird, but I could have came down from, I believe, Saffron City and explored this route like this, but I was dumb and I didn't really think of that. A lot of space on my laptop, so I was barely able. It was Lavender Town, by the way, to go down, but I was barely able to get the last part saved, and then I just been cranking out the parts as they're able to save. I had to delete a lot of stuff that I honestly didn't need on my laptop, so thankfully I was able to do that, but it's still is, you know, I want to give you guys a good time and a good show. This was very time consuming, and and I had fun doing it, but I don't want to start from the beginning, and you know, we almost there at 20 at we're almost at the end at 24 parts, which is how many parts, you know, Kobe. Wasn't intentional, by the way, wasn't, but it all falls together. But it was just, and you guys have seen all these training types, so I can go on. But for the most part, yeah. So I need to invest in a hard drive to do better. By the way, Uwe, I didn't show it off because I was an idiot, but Uwe evolved off screen to Blastoise. I need to invest in a hard drive where I can store my files. Like this, I didn't think, like, my laptop's not the best, but I didn't think, like, I would run out of space. I would be running out of space, you know? So all those clips that you saw where it cut in, like, you know, the Jimmy Neutron, like, that took space. And I needed to delete that, like, right after. And the thing was, I didn't want to delete nothing until the part was up. So with that part, I had to wait till, like, I think, was it part 3 or 4 to upload. And what I do is give it an hour to make sure that there's no problems from YouTube. And then I'm like, okay, I can delete the original, like, the video that I used to upload, and any audio or any, like, clips that I spliced in to that video, and it gives me a bit of space. Still though, it's just a lot. So that's kind of also the reason why. Well, if I do RPGs in the future, depending on the RPG, it'll be post commentary. But by that time, I should have the hard drive to have space. But it's also the reason why I want to do live commentary, because my audio and video will be, you know, it'll be at the same, so I don't have to save the video and then put it. I'm using iMovie. Put it into iMovie, which obviously that original file with no commentary takes up space. Place it into iMovie. Then in iMovie, I have to add my audio and whatever edits I need to make, and then have to save that to have more space being taken up. And so yeah, so live commentary, it'll just be the audio, and it'll just be one file, and I can just edit that file. And I probably won't do it in iMovie, because iMovie has been giving me shit tons of problems. So after this playthrough is done, I'm ditching iMovie for editing. Maybe if I need to do small edits, but it's just not been doing me justice. For this part, actually, this is like my 3rd time trying to record this part. It crashed many times. It's been saying something about the media library and all that stuff, and pissed me off. Actually, and I mentioned when we were at Silphco HQ, it took me twice to record it, but it did that. Like, I was just like, I was at like 11 minutes in, so it wasn't too bad, but 11 minutes in, and I was you know, still stuttering and shit, but I was talking a bit better, and then all of a sudden, yeah, we're gonna cut it, and it didn't save my voiceover. The only way it saves your voiceover is, like, if I were to stop my recording right now. And I was just pissed, and I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna save it for the next day, which I did, and I was able to do it. And how I was getting around this media library bullshit, whatever, is I just had to restart my Mac and hope for the best. But for this particular part, it was just crashing and crashing and crashing and crashing, and I had to restart it. And when I finally restarted, and I was like, okay, let's see what's up. It's allowing me to record right now at this moment. So fingers crossed, guys, that this is the one, because it's pissing me off. And yeah, these guys are just trainers we've seen. We can beat them. So this is why this is the filler part. We had to go beat catch. Oh, we can. we caught the Snorlax and explored that route. And we have to explore the rest of this route on our way to the other side of Fuchsia City. And we've already explored Fuchsia City and also beat Koga, so this is just like connecting the trail. So that's also the good thing too. Since we've seen most of the Pokemon that's been having to seen in this game, and all the trainer types, it's just a lot of cutting. It's just more about just exploring the route itself. Route. How the fuck y'all say it? But we're showing off this bird keeper because I believe it has Farfetch'd. Yeah, so Farfetch'd is a unique flying type, which honestly it's not good. I mentioned Ducks, which is like the infamous Farfetch'd that you can trade. Yeah, it's not good. It does get an evolved form in, what is it, the Galarian region? Guys, I'm not hip with the new Pokemon, guys. So you guys gotta correct me with that. But it's either that or the other region. But yeah, and I heard it gets like a way better stat boost, and it's like actually usable. But yeah, Farfetch'd is not a good Pokemon to use in the early generations. It's honestly a joke Pokemon. It's a duck. Give voice. I was gonna say, come on. Oh, we're bikers. Yeah, that's what he said. That's basically what he said. He didn't say anything about that. He said, we're bikers. And this chick is a little too old for us, so we don't condone that. So we're just gonna kick her ass. She has a Pidgeotto, which is not good for our Volibee because it's a grass type. But we gonna body slam it. We gonna take it out, and we gonna continue onwards. I'm showing this off because it has Wigglytuff, and Wigglytuff is the evolved form of Jigglypuff. Doesn't have the demonic eyes in this sprite, so I don't know what's good with the Jigglypuff sprite. And it doesn't have the fairy type, dual type that it would get in the newer generation. So if you have a fighting type, definitely go for it and beat their ass. But no problem at all. Yeah. Again, this entire route is technically optional, so most of the trainers are optional, so we don't really have to show them off unless they have new Pokemon, which they rarely do because we've seen most of the Pokemon in this, or at least most of the Pokemon that these trainer types use, so no problem at all. And there's honestly a lot of trainers like this way on your way to back to Fuchsia City. It's crazy. Like they throw like a ton in your way, and you could try and finesse and go around, but for the most part, you want to get this experience, both literally and metaphorically. You want to get your experience points, and you want to have an experience as we go along. You see, I'm such a wordsmith, guys. I'm such a poet, so poetic, and you guys should just send me a check for that. Let me be your ghostwriter. I got you. But we have a Dodrio, which we've already seen. And now I'm showing off Doduo, which is just a pre-evolved form, and it has 2 heads. I believe, and quote me if I'm wrong, because I don't really use the Doduo line, but in, I think Gen 1, or the original Gen 1, like Red, Blue, Doduo can't learn Fly, but later generations it can learn Fly. But how the fuck does it learn Fly? It's based off a dodo bird, which is known to not fly. It's an extinct bird that doesn't fly. So how the fuck does it fly? Let me know. Tell me, guys. How? Yeah, exactly. And I know what you guys are thinking. It probably uses its head to like spin around like a helicopter. I guess, but that first of all, that's fucking like morbid and cruel, and kind of like creepy to think about. Like their heads are just spinning, and you're like, whoa, 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 whoa. But yeah, how the fuck does a Doduo and or Dodrio fly for that matter? So we're gonna throw out Zuko. We're gonna use Ember, and we're gonna burn some bush. Yeah, we left Erica's a while ago, but we're still under the influence of you know some weed and some acid as Bellsprout is doing right there. But thankful that Zuko is strong now, as Zuko is book three Zuko in its best form, and even with Ember we're at level 40, and Bellsprout ain't shit. So, and yeah, guys, I don't know what happened here. I'm sorry. I know I mentioned that I promised I get better, and I did for the most part, but I don't know what the hell happened here. I think I really like had to go. For like the other parts, I was joking around, like maybe like I was gonna shit, ha ha ha, sitting around. But for this, I think I really had to go, and I left the recording on. I'm sorry, guys. Damn, I'm really taking a long time. I should have cut this out. Yeah, I'm crazy, guys. I know. I'm very crazy, very stupid. Should have edited it out. I know. And there's nothing else to say. We've seen Oddishes. We've seen all this. I'm honestly not sure why I'm showing this off. Maybe because they're in the way, and it's like our final obstacle before we get back to Fuchsia City. But I'm not entirely sure why I'm showing her off. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm watching along with you guys, and I'm just not too sure. We've seen Tangela before too, so who the fuck knows? I think I mentioned before, but Tangela is the only pure grass type in this generation, so I guess that's cool. Whatever. Looks like a bunch of blue spaghetti noodles. And honestly, that's just disgusting to think about. We beat the junior trainer. Yeah, you was too impatient because you was trying to ambush us basically, and you're not gonna do that. So we're going back to just you see that girl right there. We're gonna destroy her. We're gonna defeat her because we kill everybody. So make sure you have your HM thought, and you're gonna cut, and we're gonna get to her. Now, because she is optional, I just didn't decide to show it off. I just said fuck it, but I wanted to show where you guys go to fight her. And at the end, you get TM20. TM20 is Rage, which is, as you know, fucking sucks. So get that shit the fuck out of here. Wasting my time with that bullshit. So we cross here, and we're back in Fuchsia City. Yeah, baby. So we connected the pathways. So honestly, the rest of this part is the canon that I was talking about. Now, I know you guys probably have been guessing who's our sixth party member. Well, we're gonna get our sixth party member in this part. And if you guys have guessed or have been guessing, I hope you've been guessing right. And here I was drunk. But I'm using. So also, if you've grown attached to HM Thought 2 for some reason, this is the last part that you're gonna see HM Thought 2. And you don't really need to use cut or flash anymore, so definitely definitely get rid of whoever you're using as your HM Thoughts. But if you guys have guessed who is our sixth member, we get the 6th member, or we can get the 6th member in the Safari Zone. So make sure you have the Super Rod. If you're trying to be like me, I have the Super Rod. And make sure, I don't know if it's like based on your placement or like, cause I move, but it was just like a long time. This honestly, getting our 6th member took a long time. So as I mentioned before, you do have the a slight chance to get a Magikarp still. So as fishing usually takes, it took a while. It took like maybe 20 minutes. No, not even 20 minutes. It took like maybe, I want to say 10 minutes to actually find what I'm trying to get. Right? Alright, I'm just gonna say it. We're getting Dratini on our team. So I was looking for Dratini like crazy. And that's also why I had that good rod and tried to see if I can get it with a good rod, but no, you need the Super Rod. Or if you're lucky enough, you can get it with the good rod. I was not that lucky. So it took me a while to get, so I was getting Magikarp, and I was like, what the fuck, man? What the fuck? Like, is the Super Rod broken? Like, are you actually the old rod in disguise? What the fuck is going on, bro? So I'm just like, what? Come on, man. And then in itself, Dratini has a low catch rate. Like, Dratini are very hard to catch. So I was just like, okay, let me try a different spot and see if that helps. So I decided to surf to this little, I'm gonna call it like a little island here and see if that helps. Can you believe that it actually took me, not lying guys, an hour in this place to get the Dratini. It took me an hour, guys. And you're gonna see, like, well, I'm cutting out, but it just the Dratini just wouldn't get in the ball.
1 hour later.
Yup. just yup. First of all, it took me a while to find a Dratini, right? So we have a Dratini. I tried to throw some bait so that, you know, maybe if I throw it, it'll stay longer. But that's another thing too. I think because you throw bait, you're gonna miss the Pokemon for some fucking reason. That usually happens with legendaries. So, and we're gonna get to legendaries later. But that's fucking crazy. So I was doing my best. I was throwing balls, but I was throwing balls, rocks. Again, you can try to go for one, but don't tempt it with 2. Right?
2 hours later.
Again, taking long. We got our Dratini. I even came across a Dragonair, but I didn't want to show that off because it just wasn't successful. I wasn't successful at all. So I was just like, let me just throw rocks at this motherfucker. Ends up dying. I was like, fuck.
Can you move it along? I'm on time cards.
Exactly. And so I was like, you know what? If I don't catch this motherfucker, I was just not gonna have Dratini on our team as our 6th member. And as soon as I said that, we end up catching Dratini. And so, since Dratini is a dragon type, why not name Dratini one of the best dragons of all time? That's right, guys. We're naming Dratini Shenron, who can also grant wishes. So we're wishing for our 6th member, and we have our 6th member with Shenron. So if you guys guess Dratini, which will become Dragonair and Dragonite, right? I'll get you guys a cookie. I'll give you guys a cookie in like 5 years. Yeah. And if you're close to the ending of the Safari Zone, you can leave. And then actually, if you leave early, and yes, you won't get your money back or anything. But you know, why waste time in there and waste steps when you can just leave immediately? But yeah, we have our new member, our last member, and that was the canon part I was talking about. So it's canon that he's on our team now. So we have our six teammates, and we're coming to the end of our filler part of part 17. Come back in part 18 where we return back to the canon and finish the story.